What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with what's next for Islam Makhachev after dominating win at UFC 311. Islam dominated Renato Moicano and proved that there's a reason for rankings. But what's next for Islam? Many fans were hoping that the UFC would rebook Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan since it was a good stylistic matchup. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. However, Dana White came out during the post-fight press conference and shut down the fight, saying Arman most likely missed his opportunity, and went as far as to say that it's back to the drawing board for him.
He's going back to the drawing board. I don't want anybody to ever fight hurt, ever. You know, we've been in these positions before. Went down there with the doctor, went down there with Heather from the PI, who is, you can ask any fighter or anybody else, she's the best in the world. And, you know, you miss opportunities sometimes, and he did. So we'll see how this plays out for him next year.
Well, it looks like Arman saw Dana White's comments because he reacted with, "I agree with Dana White. Once my back heals, I'll be ready to prove I'm the true #1 contender by taking on anyone they put in front of me." And then he called out Charles Oliveira for a 5-round fight. Dana also confirmed in an interview with Manuk Akapian that Arman will need to fight one more opponent before getting another title shot.
Does he take another fight or does he go straight to another title shot?
No, he'll take another fight.
So with Arman ruled out, who do you think can fight Islam in the lightweight division? Most likely he'll face Charles Oliveira next, with Michael Chandler backing the fight, writing, "Charles versus Islam has to be next, professionals." Surprisingly, Dana White finally backed Islam to be the #1 pound for pound in the UFC. Here's what the boss had to say during the press conference.
I've seen a lot of people say that because of that, Islam deserves some maybe pound for pound #1 rankings.
He's already the pound for pound #1 ranking.
But is he yours?
Yeah. I'll give it to him. Yeah, I mean, Islam was willing to fight anybody. You know, he stayed active and he went out tonight and performed the way a guy should on a short notice fight when you are the best in the world and you're the champion. Yeah.
Islam reacted to Dana White's comments and had this to say.
Now you know, Dana, now you know. Honestly, I'm very happy because now nobody can say something. I feel like #1 best fighter in the world right now.
With Dana White now fully backing Islam as the #1 pound for pound, many people are speculating that John Jones might have turned down the fight with Tom Aspinall, making Dana turn his back on John and start praising Makhachev. Islam also revealed that he only watched one fight from Renato Moicano before this event, proving that he and his team didn't feel like Moicano was a threat to the belt.
Honestly, I just watched his one fight against Jail Taylor. Because he's a southpaw, and I just watched one fight yesterday night. That's it.
He then reassured everyone that he won't retire until he gets to be double champ, also winning the welterweight belt. Here's what he had to say.
Just one thing. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I told you, I'm not leave this sport without second belt. I need the second belt to be, and after I will talk, I'm like greatest or something, but right now, my goal to be double champ. I don't know, guys, it's gonna be next fight or when. I'm gonna still fighting, still winning, defend my belt. How many times the UFC want I'm defend my belt, I will defend. And even when they give me chance, I want to be double champ.
But it didn't end there. Islam wants to be a triple champ, asking for the chance by the UFC, and said that he'll fight Dricus du Plessis next if Dana White would send him a contract, swearing by it. But when asked about fighting Alex Pereira, he said it's too much fighting for him. Here's what Islam had to say.
Yeah, I can be 3 division also. Just give me the chance, that's it. I will fight with the du Plessis. If they give me the chance, I will fight with him also. I swear, if Dana White send me contract, I will fight with him also.
Well, to take that a step further, Islam, Ali told me you could fight at 205 and beat Alex Pereira.
No,
that too much?
It's too much.
After the fight, Ilia Topuria called out Islam after his win, writing, "Islam, if I want to, I can finish you. If I want to, I can knock you out. I'll make it look easy. See you soon." Islam reacted to Topuria's comments during his post-fight press conference, saying, "There's all these opponents, they all say they want to finish me in the first, second round. I already said, if you can make 155, you can get in the cage." Islam also reacted to Umar's loss against Merab, saying that he was very upset and it was hard to warm up for his fight watching the co-main event. But all in all, he praised Umar for his skills and said that he looked good and is still hungry. Here's the full clip.
Was it difficult to keep your emotions balanced after watching Umar's fight? Was it difficult?
Honestly, it was hard. I tried to warm up, but I still watching all fights, and make me a little bit sad. But Umar looking good, Umar still young, still hungry, he have time, because he still young. He makes some mistakes, in this fight, and Merab did his job very well, and they have close fight, Umar not take some damage. He landed good shots, but it's okay. He broke his arm also, and 100% I think he will come back, because he young, still hungry, and he's gonna be UFC champion one day, inshallah.
On the topic of Islam Makhachev, his DMs got leaked on Saturday night. Tagir Ulambekov showed DMs with Islam during his post-fight press conference.
So this whole week, on Sunday we left Vegas for here. We came here on Monday, and this, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is my chat with Islam, and all it is just food. We just keep sending each other food. There's pictures of food. There's addresses of restaurants. Like, we're supposed to go to Dubai tomorrow, and there's like Dubai spots. We're supposed to go to a restaurant. We're supposed to go to a bakery. We're supposed to go to a dessert place, and that's all we want. We just want to eat.
What's next for Jiří Procházka after Jamahal Hill win? After defeating Jamahal Hill at UFC 311, Jiří Procházka still wants redemption on Alex Pereira for their trilogy fight. Alex Pereira was speaking with Megan O'Leary and said this about the trilogy. Right now, I'm fighting Ankalaev. If everything goes good, we're going to give Jiří the opportunity. Dana White also addressed the fight by saying,
What do you feel like he has to do to maybe get that third fight with Alex if Alex continues to defend?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We got to see how this plays out with Alex now, and I doubt people don't not want to see that fight again, so we'll see how it plays out.
While Dana doubts that fans want to see this fight, Jiří is adamant on getting his revenge on Alex. So the real question is, do you want to see Alex fight Jiří again? As of right now, Alex Pereira has his sights set on Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313 this coming March. Pereira had this message for Magomed. See you soon, Ankalaev. Who do you think will win this fight? Let us know down in the comment section below. MMA community furious with Paddy Pimblett for footage. Paddy Pimblett got into a beef with a fellow fighter on Instagram, Dennis Frimpong, and ended up coming to his gym for a sparring session. In this 5-minute sparring video, Paddy mostly dominated Frimpong.
Dennis, go to sleep.
At the end of the spar, Paddy can be seen putting the guy into a rear naked choke, and when he tapped, Paddy refused to let go, causing others to pry Paddy off the guy. The MMA community was furious with Paddy, writing, "Holding onto a choke after the tap is a move." Paddy went from exchanging water bottle throws with Ilya to low-key gym brawls and wouldn't let go after the tap. Very unsportsmanlike. No matter how much trash he talked, do better, Paddy. Give Paddy Ilya, please, so Ilya can do the same to him. Paddy is bullying a scrub. Frimpong is 3-2 in MMA. There's nothing impressive or cool about this. It's actually sad a UFC fighting can't control himself and let him go once he taps. The UFC should punish Paddy and give him Ilya. Ilya will send this scouser to the Shadow Realm. LOL, if he did that in a professional fight, he'd get banned from competing. Paddy is so unsportsmanlike. It's not even funny. Out of order, that, in my opinion. Should have let go as soon as he's tapping. Damn, you gotta let that choke go. That was pretty unnecessary. Not sure what their beef was though, but props to both of them for agreeing to squabble. Is Paddy justified for this, or do you think he should be punished for his actions? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Chris Weidman reveals retirement. After being taken out by Eric Anders in December, some fans and observers were calling for Chris Weidman to hang up the gloves. Well, the former middleweight champion has announced that he's doing just that. Sort of. Weidman was stopped by Anders in the second round of their UFC 310 tilt. Since the loss was Chris Weidman's third since 2020, and because he was now 40 years old, calls for the decorated fighter to retire made the rounds. Well, during the weigh-in show for UFC 311, Weidman announced that he is indeed hanging up the gloves, except he only confirmed he's putting away his UFC equipment. Since I decided to get into the sport since 2009, the goal was to be a UFC fighter. Then immediately, the goal was to be a UFC champion. 14 years later, I'm here to tell you that I'm hanging up the gloves in the UFC. I no longer will be fighting in the organization that changed my life in so many ways. Weidman also said this while discussing his future. I'm opening up a new chapter in my life, and I'm excited about the future. I'm leaving the door open for big opportunities out there, but we're moving on to see my life develop in different ways. It'll be interesting to see what comes of this. Could be KFC come calling, or perhaps the PFL? The recently announced Global Fight League could also be a possibility. But what do you think? Should Weidman just close the door on his fighting career, period? All that aside, and although Weidman struggled to record wins over the last 10 years of his UFC run, he'll always be remembered for ending Anderson Silva's historic reign in 2013. Weidman knocking out the legendary fighter, who at the time had won 16 straight fights, was truly a where were you when moment. Merab Dvalishvili reveals sad news after Umar win. Merab Dvalishvili surprised the MMA world by winning against Umar Nurmagomedov in a shocking fashion, continuously showboating throughout the fight and even went as far as talking to the commentators during a round at one point. Merab has shown why he is the champion. So with everything being said, what's next for Merab? During his post-fight press conference, he opened up by saying that he got a 7-day medical suspension by the Athletic Commission and is ready to return next week.
They give me only 7 days suspension so I can fight next week, no problem.
Awesome.
Later on, Merab revealed some sad news. In addition to his nasty cut leading up to the fight that indeed got infected, which was confirmed in his Octagon interview, he had also broke his back while in training camp, saying there were days he couldn't even get up from his bed. With everything going against him, he still put on an amazing performance. And before we continue, we have a favor to ask. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers on MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA content. Seriously, we rarely miss a day.
I got big cuts on my leg. This is just heal up like Wednesday, like close finally. It was big cuts and then it was taking so long to heal up. And then it get impacted, and then every time somebody touched me and I was doing wrestling or kicking, that was so painful, and that was challenge for in this training camp. And then
Umar said he broke his hand. Did that bother you, the fact that he said that in front of the public?
I break my back during the training camp, and it was some days I cannot get up from the bed, and I was laid down, and I don't have a training camp, and I don't have a Khabib Nurmagomedov to help me to training, and then some days PI was closed. It was Christmas and it was New Year's and weekends, and every time, not every time, but it happened a couple of times, Umar was there and the security, well, I'm sorry, we cannot let you go in. And I'm not making this excuse. You're a fighter and you gotta find a way to win or whatever. It may happen, maybe, I don't know. But like after he disrespect me, he says so many things. I don't know. I mean, as a fighter, I respect him, but I mean, I don't know. God bless him. You know, I wish him all the best.
Merab then explained how he hurt his back and revealed it was while filming things for the UFC.
We take some sparring video interviews and sparring videos in my gym, but and then I said, okay, let's go outdoor. And with my friends, I go outdoor, and I was grabbing my friends, running the mountains and lifting, and like lifting heavy, and then my back messed up, and and I'm like laid down in my bed, like I'm in the depressed, I cannot go gym, and Umar Nurmagomedov talking trash. Oh, Merab will pull out. I won't be surprised if Merab pull out. I'm like, no.
It'll be interesting to see how long Merab will take to recover from this injury. Hopefully it's not too long, and we can see him back in the octagon with his amazing gas tank.
Someone close to Merab told me that regular people would have probably had their leg amputated if they had to deal with the staph infection that he had on his leg. And he was just like taping it up and going to practice. Also, as he alluded to, a very, very serious back injury. And so perhaps that's why he wanted a little bit more time, in addition to the fact that he thought Umar didn't deserve the title shot.
On the flip side, Umar Nurmagomedov's manager revealed that he indeed had a broken hand going into the fight against Merab. Ali Abdelaziz went on X after Umar's loss and wrote this: Umar Nurmagomedov broke his hands first round. No excuse, no excuse. Alhamdulillah for everything. Now, there's no surprise that Dana White has revealed that Sean O'Malley is most likely fighting for the title next, but many people in the MMA community aren't too happy with this decision. So with everything being said, who do you want to see Merab Dvalishvili fight next? With Merab saying that he wants to fight 3 more times this year, it'll be interesting to see who he will fight throughout the year.